Hello and welcome to episode whatever we're on of the Third and Short podcast. I'm joined as per usual by co-host Tom Higgins and producer down at the bottom Jamie Crawford. And the reason for looking this cool is because all three teams won, which is unbelievably rare.
I mean, all you have to do is look at the Giants at 2 and 5, and both times they've won, we've actually got the hat-trick. So it's the Giants letting us down.
Yeah, we are. Who booked Stevie Wonder? Well, I'm JP, come on, mate. We've had a good old chat on disabilities this afternoon, haven't we? So I'm taking them off. Thanks for joining us. We weren't here last week. Apologies. Tom and I were recovering from a rather heavy weekend in the capital, which I'm sure we'll go on to talk about the London game in a few minutes' time. But I hope you enjoyed the other shows with the Overtime crew last week and the Saturday show with Tom and Mark. Welcome back, I suppose. Welcome back. Let us know in the comments if you're watching. I'm just going to make my screen a bit bigger so I can see properly. Where do we start? I mean, we've got quite a lot to go over, haven't we?
We do look a little bit nice in this. I just want to say, obviously, you can see everything on here. I can't even point properly. There you go. The camera does like a fishbowl. How do I do it? There you go. At Third and Short Pod on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can follow us on YouTube as well. So any questions you have, get us at them. I will take off this nice display now and get back to a little bit of normality. But that's pretty nice. There you go.
2 weeks off, and that's all we've got new. A border. I think we should probably start with last week. We'll push for a little bit of time this week, aren't we? Because we've got a lot to go over. But good old Third and Short. We'll start with last week, and we'll come straight to you, Tom. You and I were at the London game, managed to meet up with Jord and Mark from the Overtime show. We had Dan Jones, not the Dan Jones, but Dan Jones with us. And also Phil, who some of you may recognise from a very famous video that gets played every now and then. I'm surprised.
Fly, Eagles fly, on our way to victory.
So the real celeb was in the house at Tottenham Stadium last week. I've always said that my second team were the Packers. I don't really know why, apart from the fact they had a player called Davenport when I first started watching the NFL. However, the Jags have now become my second team. We all got right into it. It was a really good game as well for a London game. They're usually pretty poor. I know the one you went to the week before, Jamie, wasn't a great game, was it really?
But Kyle Pitt's first touchdown, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, we got Trevor Lawrence's first win. So, the Jags winning with
only win.
a second to go. A second to go against the Dolphins, who also lost yesterday to a last-minute second field goal as well.
Yeah.
But it was harsh that they weren't on the bye week this week, to be honest. But hey ho. I nearly said that's by the by. What was your experience with it all, Tom? Obviously, I'd been a couple of times before, so it was your first time at the London Games. Talk us through it all.
I loved it.
First time at his own club stadium. I was at least a Tottenham fan. Yeah, and it's the first time at the stadium.
It was amazing. It was really, really good. Like, I didn't expect it to be like it was. I didn't really go in with any expectations. I thought it was going to be good because everyone said how good it was. But it was just unreal. Like the whole day was just immense, wasn't it? And like you say, we obviously adopted the Jags for the day with Dan being a Jags fan. He was the only one that had the true interest there out of us all. So it was great to obviously see that win and see it for him with him being new to the sport as well. But it was just so good. It's just proper giving me like the hunger to get out to America and see what it's like. 'Cause if it was that good in the UK, then I can't imagine what it'll be like abroad over there. But yeah, I loved it. I know you guys have obviously been a few times and you've said how good it was, but it definitely exceeded any expectations I had. It was brilliant. I can't wait for next year now.
Yeah, it was good, and it's the first time I've gone and watched two teams I didn't really care about as well. So it was new for me in that sort of sense. But we had great seats right next to the press box, weren't we? And to be honest, I don't think there's a bad seat in the stadium. To be honest, But I know Mark and Jord, they enjoyed it as well. George being like 9'3" and Mark being the same height as me. So it was quite funny seeing them both arrive.
Little and large just walking in together.
Yeah. Accent central as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a really good experience. A great weekend, to be honest, as well. Proper struggled on the Monday. I wish I booked it off work.
Yeah, same.
It was an absolute battle to get through to the end of that day. But yeah, I loved it. And then we've got last week's games for ourselves to talk about as well.
No, we
You
haven't.
didn't even book off the podcast. You just rang in sick. You're like, sorry, guys, not coming on. All right.
I don't think my voice was fully back on Monday. I'm surprised it's back now. After this weekend, but I'll go on to that in a little bit later on. But yeah, no, well, the Raiders won last week. We beat the Broncos, and it was the first game after John Gruden was let go. I'm going to say let go. We know he resigned, but the sort of consensus is he was allowed to walk before being sacked. Yeah, which probably saved the Raiders 70 million, I reckon. We'll give give or take. And Rich Bisaccia has come in, who's a special teams coordinator, and we looked good. We looked good last week. I'll go and see it yesterday. We looked pretty good. The players seem to be playing for him. They seem to have. I don't know. The shackles are off a little bit. You know, they're not sort of pinned in by Gruden's awful play calling. Derek Carr's been given a bit more freedom about what play he can call at the line of scrimmage and that sort of thing, and we look better for it. So I think it's worked out well, results-wise anyway. It's worked out well for us so far. Giants last week, I can't actually remember who they played.
Rams, absolutely rammed us up the arse. But
watching that on the train on the way back.
We were anticipating. Obviously, everyone sort of knew that was a non-starter anyway. Never mind, given the injuries we had and then the injuries we suffered in the game. But yeah, it was a hammering, a real hammering. But we've had a couple of them this week. This season already. Obviously, Dallas ran over us. They ran over us. It was getting worrying, but we'll move on to this week. Bit of false optimism as per usual with the Giants. Just as you're giving up, they rein you back in.
What about the Bucs last week?
We Thursday night game, weren't we, against the Eagles?
Yeah.
So I've been waiting all this time to talk about it, but it was all right. Like I said, it's one of those unfortunate ones where we have to get up really early in the morning and watch it on the Thursday. I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty sure I didn't stay up and watched it. I actually set my alarm and slept through it and then watched it the next morning in full. So yeah, I mean, it's over a week now. I can talk about it. It was great. I mean, we won. It was a bit nervy towards the end. Like I said, Philadelphia started pulling it back a little bit, but we won. Good first half again. I mean, obviously we'll go into next week's game, which I might as well go on to now. Like, we dominated the first quarter against the Bears, 21 points. Last week, we got 14 points against the Eagles. We are starting off strong, whereas last season, I remember saying on this podcast, we were always good coming out of the half and would always get an interception straight away. But now we're coming out straight away in the first half. And like I said, 14 points in the first quarter last week, 21 points last night. And things are looking good. Like I said, we dominated the Bears yesterday, 38-3 in the end. Yeah. After we got that field goal, the only 3 points in the second half. After it's 35-3 at half time, because we literally just can't. I mean, let's go into a little bit of football. It was basically like Liverpool, Manchester United, where as soon as he went 5-0, they started passing the ball about, and Brady was just like, "Yeah, I'm just getting some yards," but he only got 211 yards with 4 touchdowns. I mean, that's Jameis Winston numbers there. 211 yards, 4 touchdowns.
He didn't get any interceptions.
But yeah, I said solid performances over both. I think, Brady did throw an interception against the Eagles. It wasn't his best game, but we came out with the win. That's what you get for being champions. Fournette's been on fire, got a touchdown twice against the Eagles, and then got another touchdown against the Bears. So Fournette's continuing what he's been doing. Yeah. I mean, I think touchdown-wise, I think he's only really behind Chubb and Henry, really, in regards to touchdowns. So can't really complain. Brady's obviously at the top of the touchdowns, throws. He's defying time and gravity, which I'm sure everybody gets bored of hearing. But, he is 44, 45 years old, and he's leading the NFL in touchdowns.
Yeah.
and in passing yards.
I don't know if he is now.
He is. Derek Carr's just behind him. You could double check it if you like, but I'm pretty sure he was top of both.
I saw it before. I don't know if it's been updated after yesterday's games because Carr threw over 100 more than Brady. He wasn't 100 behind.
All that matters though is, regardless if it's Brady top or Brady second, you and I, Matt, are first and second. We'll take it.
Well, there's only one quarterback that's had 4 300-yard passing games this season.
And Brady, if he got 5 touchdowns, he would have had. I know but I'm saying like Brady would have had 3 games in a row where he got 5 touchdowns at home if he got that last night. But the past 2 games that he's played at home, they've taken him off in the fourth quarter against the Dolphins and the Bears at Raymond James. Just been like, just chill. We'll bring Blaine Gabbert in. Why not? Where's Kyle Trask? Bring Kyle Trask in. Let's just give him a chance. This is the perfect time to give it in.
The Ravens took Lamar off, didn't they, yesterday? And I had a little dabble on Mark's cheeky little bet with Lamar and Burrow going over 300, and he took Jackson off when he was on like 240. You kidding me? Burrow got 400 and something.
Yeah.
It just proper annoyed me, that. Anyway.
It's a bit of a weird day because obviously Mahomes went off in the fourth as well, didn't he? Because they were getting absolutely trounched. And you love to see it.
That's the least points they've scored since the Raiders beat them 15-0. Probably like, I can't remember what year it was, probably 10 years ago or something like that.
I was watching Good Morning Britain earlier, and that's the first time in 82 games they've been shut out in the first half. 82 games.
Wow.
Yeah. And Andy Reid is 2-9 against the Titans.
Ooh.
Yeah.
New segment coming on overtime.
Stupid little bet.
It was what he just teased in the group, wasn't it? It was like, oh, this is 18-1 or whatever it was. I didn't get it at that point. I got it 17-2, which I still thought was decent.
Yeah.
But, oh well, never mind. A new thing, not listen to Mark's bets. We'll kind of segue onto this week, haven't we? Raiders had a solid performance against the Eagles. Let them score a touchdown for the opening drive. Then we scored, I think, 30 unanswered points. Carr, 91.2% completion. It's actually more than that because one of them got intercepted. I don't know if you saw that.
Was that at half time?
Tipped it.
15 and 1 interception.
Yeah, every pass got caught. But the interception was unlucky. We've spoke about it last year that the Jalen Richard tipped it into a player's hands. It's a good catch from I can't remember who it was. Good catch from the DB, but still it's annoying. But it looked pretty good last night. And I don't want to get carried away because it's the bye week for us this week, and we fall apart after that. That's why me and Mark touched on it in the group before, where we're going to lose to the Giants in 2 weeks because it's after the bye week. We never win after the bye week. We normally play the Chiefs, so the fact we're playing the Giants is quite refreshing. Like, it's not Andy Reid and his bunch of merry men. We looked pretty good. We did look comfortable. Carr threw it around really well. Jacobs went off injured. Waller didn't even play. Foster Moreau came in and looked solid. I'm happy with how he played.
Yeah,
I know. I was saying, we're going to lose to the Eagles, but that's just standard me, isn't it? We look good. You mentioned Max Crosby's leap over the 2-yard line, whatever it was. Just leapt over the O line and the D line and grabbed Jalen Hurts, who was going for a QB sneak. Just really good all-round performance. We even missed a PAT as well, just to sort of give them a bit of false hope. But the Eagles are terrible. There's no two ways about it. Their best player, the running back, I can't remember his name, but he went off injured last night.
Sanders, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. So, good win. I'm happy. Rich Bisaccia. What Bones has sort of said there, he's right that if you hire an interim as a head coach, the history books sort of say it never really works out. But Mike Mayock has been lauding Bisaccia for a head coach's job for years, even before he was at the Raiders. So I have a feeling he'll get it if he keeps it up. And I think he'll do all right. Of course, I think that I'm biased and I'm deluded. We're 5-2. But yeah, Carr was phenomenal last night. His jersey is just behind me. The whole team was good. I think I can't remember the stats, but no one player had over 100 yards. It was all like 50, 60, 40, all that sort of stuff. And again, he's just pinging it about. When you've got that many options where you're not just throwing it to Waller, it's nice to see. Really nice to see. Yeah, I'm pretty content with that.
You'll take that. You'll take that. Is
yeah,
it what? You 5-2?
5-2, yeah. And we lost to the Charger, which I'll take. The other game we lost to the Bears was when the whole Gruden thing was going on.
Yeah.
That stuff came out that day, didn't it? It came out on the Friday and more came out on the Sunday. And then we played that night. And there's no way we'd lose to the Bears if that hadn't have happened. Surely Gruden's felt it. Surely the players have felt it. And obviously losing the next day. But yeah, that's just annoying that we lost to a team that are poor in the Bears. I'll take 5-2.
Top of the division. Take it.
Yeah.
I'll take 5-2.
It's going downhill after the bye week. So you'll be when you not got a bye week this week.
No, we've got the Chiefs this week.
Well, now's the time to.
No. Dr. Giants will see you now, Chiefs. We'll make you better. Don't you worry. Come and see Dr. Giants.
Please don't.
But yeah, good result for us. I'm not going to sit here and say the Giants played well. They didn't. The Panthers were fucking awful, like abysmally awful. It says it all when at half time the score was 5-3 to the Giants. Do you know what I mean? It was boring. I think someone said it yesterday. There was 10 punts in a row at some point, and positives for the Giants side of things. Defense turned up for once. Yes, they were against Sam Darnold, who has clearly had a little bit of life put into him in the first 3 games, and now the real Darnold stood back up because again, he was a joke. He got pulled in the fourth quarter. They were only a score behind when he got pulled. He was just awful. Bradbury got a pick, but we reverted back to a bit of old yesterday in the defense because of injuries. So Peppers was back. And he was playing, he was more in the box, rushing off the edge, rather than playing as a safety, which was nice to use him as a utility. And that's where he was used last season. He wasn't used much in coverage because he isn't the best at that. And Darnay Holmes come back in as third corner, so obviously the slot corner, which we've been playing Greedy Robinson's, not Greedy Robinson, what's his name? Greedy Williams' brother there, Redarius, but he's got injured and he was a rookie. He wasn't doing well. Darnay Holmes come back in, looked great. Defense looked solid again. Again, we were against Panthers who were crap, so I'm not going to read into it and say we're going to turn the Chiefs over like a lot of the Giants fans saying on Twitter. That isn't going to happen. We put up 25 points, but again, like the Panthers punter was a joke. Our average starting position was our own 37. He was so bad. It was untrue. And our last score, Devontae Booker got a touchdown, but that was because they had to go for it on fourth down and it was on like their 25 or something like that. So you were almost gifted a score there. We weren't good at all, but we got a win.
There is one thing that I did want to bring up, one particular play that I know it's been spoke about on Twitter. We spoke about it in the group. It's a particular play that I call it a trick play. I think it's a bit of a trick play. Go on, Tom.
Waiting for this.
Talk us through what happened.
DJ.
So, look, Danny Dimes is trying to put this team on his back this year, and I can't fault him. Like, he had that. I think the first game we were talking about in the Broncos, and I was saying, look, he looked good. He was on a good drive, and then he had the fumble. That's the only fumble he's had up until the Rams. The Rams, you just sort of got to sit there and go, look, your turnovers in that game, I'm not asked about. You've got Matt Peart at tackle and Nate Solder at tackle. You're going to get absolutely battered when you're up against Aaron Donald. You take away that game, I'm happy with what he's doing. And if he stays as a quarterback for the Giants, I'll be fine with it. He's never going to be elite, but, teams have got to the Super Bowl with average to good quarterbacks. You know, we haven't had a winning season for years. Danny Dimes deserves a winning season. Did you say again?
49ers got there with Jimmy G.
That's the key one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he's just a competitor. That's what matters. Is like he's no frills. Like you say, his trick play yesterday. I don't know what's got in Ketchup Head's head, but clearly not Ketchup. We're on a drive. It's 5-3 up. We're 5-3 up. You know, there's been 55 punts each side, and we get to halfway, and he just dials up this sweep into a reverse, and Dante Pettis. It's basically a Philly special. Dante Pettis, nice 16-yard throw. Obviously overthrows it. DJ just prime OBJ, doesn't he? Just channels it and plucks it one-handed into his face. Matt catches it, takes a big hit, gets up, isn't even hyped, just walks away like it's no big deal. I asked Jamie to get the video up. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays the trip because that's Jamie all over. He's a producer. But if he puts that play on, you'll see it. He just doesn't look bothered. And that's what Danny Dimes is. He's not a hype man. His celebrations, his touchdowns, he just goes, yes, happy days. Like, he just goes about and does his job. And you know what? I'm fine with it. He has not been the reason we're having a losing season.
Play the tape.
No, yeah, like I said, I've got the picture there. Don't you worry. There he is catching the ball. Oh, DJ, all the fans were saying, absolutely loving life. And you know what? It pays me to say, but I'll play the clip, and that's the only time it's ever getting played on this show. Here you go.
Devontae Booker, the Giants cross midfield again. Reverse. It's Pettis to Jones. Gets a block. Takes off, and he is gone. Trying to stay upright, and he trips. Absolutely all alone, and he trips.
As I said, he's always going to happen. He's so salty that he's better than Winston. But yeah,
everyone will to edit. I had to get that perfect.
Everyone will have seen it, obviously, on Twitter and stuff. It was a great play, and it resulted in the rest of the drive, finished off with a touchdown. And yeah, we got the win. Happy days, you know. On paper, it was a winnable game. The Panthers have had a good defense so far, and we played well against them, especially with all the players we've got out. You know, we didn't play with our top three wide receivers, and we still won the game. You know, he played well, no turnovers. I can't ask for any more from him. Playing in the scheme he's playing, he's not going to be one that's going to get you 4 or 5 touchdowns. We haven't scored a touchdown in the end zone in our past 3 games. I think with 41%, we'll be less than 41% now in the end zone because Ketchup Head is just embarrassing. We got into the end zone yesterday, and we're first and goal. Quick flat out to Kyle Rudolph. Look, it got given as a touchdown, but then when it was on review, actually his foot was out on the 1 yard line. So we're then second and goal, 1 yard to go. He run the same play 3 times, just trying to get Devontae Booker to stuff up the middle, and guess what? It didn't happen. We just got stopped, and it's like there's just nothing. We're never going to be it. So you're going to have to rely on playmakers. That's why we need people like Tony to be back, Shepherd to be back, and hopefully get some yards after catch and get us into those positions where, unfortunately, it's going to be Booker that's going to be trying to ram it in because that's all Ketchup Head can play. Yeah, and look, his touchdown yesterday was great. He went to the outside, saw that it was about to be blocked, looked at Will Hernandez picking up the blocker and just cut inside and rinsed through. I think it was a 29-yard touchdown. Happy days. He was poor up to them, but it's not him. It's the O-line is so bad. Like, I looked at half time, he'd had 8 rushes for 7 yards. Like, it's I can't. I just wish people would watch the Giants more so they could see how bad it is. Like, obviously, we all sit there, and I am biased, massively biased towards DJ. Like, I love him the same way Jamie loves Winston. I will die on a hill from him blind, no matter how shit he is. He could throw 6 picks against the Chiefs, and I'd still tell you he's my quarterback. But the people that, you know, sit there and slag him off and stuff, like, if they watch it and put, you know, a non-biased cap on, when you've got what you've got in front of you blocking, it's no wonder that, you know, we get nothing. It's so bad. We've not got our starting centre. We've not got our starting left guard. We've not got our starting left tackle. Our right tackle may as well not be there. He's the worst graded tackle, and we're paying him $9 million a year. We've then got our third string left guard playing. It's just a shambles, but he's still competing, and that's all you can ask for. So, you know, I can't say bad about him. I can't. Like I say, he's never going to be elite. JP nailed it. It'd be great to see him in a different team, different system. His deep ball talent's ridiculous. For me, he's one of the best deep ball throwers in the league, and statistically, he is over the past couple of seasons. But we're never going to get that with an O-line that basically gives him a second to throw the ball.
I think that's the key, isn't it? Your quarterback's only as good as the pieces around him, really. You look at Mahomes. The Chiefs have got a newer O-line, I would say, different pieces in place, and they're 3-4. Yeah. Mahomes is looking bang average, which is great to see at the minute. So I don't think it'll continue. It's a strange with the Chiefs because we all know Mahomes is a game changer, but is he still playing a little bit scared, do we think, from the injury that sort of probably cost him the Super Bowl, maybe?
I said it in episode 1. They know how to play against him now. They watched that Bucs tape and how they played. Just pressure him, and he's crumbling under the pressure, and he's actually getting hit, and he's actually getting chased, and people know how he plays now. All he does is run out of the pocket and try and throw the ball. It's like playing Josh and Madden. As soon as you know how to stop it, you're done. You're going to win, aren't you? Just run out of the pocket and try and throw it. That's all you have to do. And he's been doing it 4 years now, and everybody knows what he's doing. And
they don't have much of a run game either to change it up.
Yeah. No. That's all he does. You'll never see him just properly just chill in the pocket and just throw a normal throw. He's always got to do something fancy, and people have started to go, all right, well, we know how to stop him now. And I said at the start of the season, they're not making the championship game.
When you're saying he like, if he got time in the pocket, he'd punish anyone. This is the thing, isn't it? The QB is only as good as their O-line is. You know, if Brady had our O-line, he would be shit. Like, he would be better than Daniel.
Winston had our O-line.
Better than Daniel Jones.
Winston had our O-line.
Yeah, and look, he's better at the Saints.
Winston threw 5,000 yards with your O-line.
He's better at the Saints.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But everyone says Winston's shit.
Winston is shit.
457.
But he had the same O-line as Brady does.
Yeah, exactly. Brady's great. Winston's shit. No, you're clarifying our point there. But I don't think Mahomes is shit. I just think I don't think he's been sussed out. He is obviously getting flushed out of the pocket, and he's having to scramble and try and improvise. And then you're always going to throw turnovers, aren't you? But it is mental how many
turnovers. Top along Zach Wilson.
Yeah, it is. I'd be worried if I was a Chiefs fan, but it's not Mahomes I'm worried about. It's why it's happening. Is their O-line shit. I've not watched them enough to see it.
This is the thing as well. Like, the one thing we all love about NFL, like, it changes every 3, 4, 5 years. Like, someone's going to come in. The same elite players aren't always going to be elite. Maybe you take Brady out of the equation because he's a freak of nature, still doing it at his age. But, like, you look at it, there's always been, besides the Patriots, there's been people going to the Super Bowls and everything changes. You'll have someone that's elite for 4 years and all of a sudden they step down. Someone comes in, they step up, they step down. Mahomes will have 2 bad seasons and all of a sudden come back out of nowhere and be incredible again.
Yeah.
I hope not.
But I did want to say, Tom, because you were gushing about DJ, I did actually have the video for you and I will play it for you now. So here you go.
Booker, the Giants cross midfield again. Reverse. It's Pettis to Jones. Gets a block. Takes off and he is gone. Trying to stay upright and he trips. Absolutely all alone and he trips.
Only that shit ain't getting played. That shit ain't getting played.
It was a great play. Simple as
that. Just before we move on, the drink of the week, boys. Are we all having a drink, or is it just me? I don't mind.
I have a beverage.
I don't mind going first. I'll tell you why. Because Anouk Meng, Preston get battered everywhere they go. All the best, lads. I am on a Lunar Lager. I've had it before on the pod actually. It's a little craft lager from Aldi. It's like £1 or something. It's really
Loves
nice.
it that much. He named his daughter after it.
There you go. Maybe it's what I was drinking at the time. No, never mind. But it's. I did originally buy it because it has Luna's name on it, but it is quite nice. I'm not a fan of craft ales. I'm not part of the Smokers Club or the Craft Ale Club, which has now become. Doesn't matter. No, we got rid of the stick and onties, didn't we?
Where's it from? Is it? You say Audi?
It's an Aldi, yeah. I think it's an Aldi one.
I've also got an Audi special today, guys.
Ooh.
Forget Pepsi Max. Forget Dr. Pepper. It's Professor Peppy. I just finished the rest of it. Good old Professor Peppy, everyone. It's not that bad, actually. 34p for a 2-litre bottle. You can't complain.
Aldi, we are available. We're available for sponsorship. If you want to come in. If we have to change our name from Third and Short to something like, I don't know.
Third and Short.
Yeah. Is it German? Is it German? It's not Swedish.
It's Scandinavian, isn't it? I think. I'm sure it's Scandinavian.
Aldi. Yeah, German, right?
I think it's German.
Is it German? Yeah. Oh, is it Lidl that's Scandinavian?
IKEA is Swedish. Don't know what's going on.
Or
I'm just quickly, if we're after an Aldi sponsorship, I'm quickly just going to change the name of this. Just
you do one, don't they?
For a Moretti.
they do a Moretti knockoff called.
Yeah, you got it before, haven't you?
Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty nice, but yeah.
You just opened the Audi near my house now on the Bisping Bridge, so I might go in.
Oh, yeah, they have
sponsorships.
There's B&M.
If they're sponsors,
in there.
Yeah, so
open tomorrow.
That's where I picked up my beer from.
Well, not that one because it's not open yet.
The things we talk about on this pod.
I know.
I mean, to be fair, I did put in the actual description for this episode about it, and I said at the bottom just general shit, basically. Nothing that makes sense.
Is B&M nationwide, or is it just a Blackpool thing?
What?
Is B&M nationwide, or is it just a Blackpool thing?
It's north.
Look, we've got about 50 of them in Blackpool, but
I think it's a northern thing. I think they are national, but there's the heavier up here.
Same Home Bargains is the one that's national in it.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah, but do you know it's called something else in Liverpool?
Anfield, Goodison Park.
Oh, no, it's called Home and Bargains in Liverpool. Interesting fact. There you go.
But yeah, like I said, join Matt and Jamie for drinks, analysis, and a lot of random chats that contribute nothing.
What the fuck are we talking about? To be honest, we've done well to do 30 minutes of football, considering we had 2 weeks to go at. That's probably the longest bit NFL we've talked about.
But we can look forward to next week. That's more football to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. We're on bye week.
Well, at least you're still going to be on a winning season.
Well, so at the minute,
I need to amend my contract, boys. To be fair, because
all right,
every time I don't appear on the show, the Giants have won this season. I say every time, both times I haven't appeared. The Giants have won. So if we lose against the Chiefs, which we're going to, I'm never going on the pod again. So we win.
The week after, just the week after.
Yeah, yeah, and then it'll have to be the week after that because we play the Bucs as well.
Just do us a favour.
Games aren't the best. We've got Chiefs and the Raiders and the Bucs. Then we've got our bye week. So after getting drilled 3 weeks in a row, we'll finally get to rest our bottoms.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just aim to beat it?
Weirdly, you'd probably rather play the Chiefs than the other two at the minute.
Yeah. I mean, look, we'll play the Bucs. The shit. We're as Jamie says, we're sort of their bogey team in a way.
It's always closer than what you expect it to be.
Yeah.
The Giants are absolutely awful. And then we always play Monday night football. We play Monday night football every time. Don't know why. It's always Monday night. And then when we play it, and it's like by a field goal, we win.
Yeah.
And I'm like, seriously.
Or lose.
Destroy them.
You won by a field goal last year, the year before you lost by a field goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you missed the last second one, didn't you?
Yeah, Matt Gay, and now he's at the Rams, smashing it.
Yeah. It's painful. We've got a Monday night game this week coming. I don't know what we are against you, Matt.
6 o'clock Sunday.
6 o'clock Sunday.
Perfect. And then another Monday night game. Fucking hell, give me a rest. And then we've got the Eagles to follow after our bye week, which will probably be a fucking Thursday.
Yeah.
And Engram will drop a pass again.
Look at the best part though. Our episode will be dedicated to a preview of it, so you can at least wait a week before we have to cry about it.
Yeah, and we'll just talk about that weekend's fixtures. Then we'll just move on.
Yeah, we'll just be like, yeah, it was over. It was the unalright game.
Dead rubber didn't happen.
Talk about it.
Special mentions of this week. There's quite a few to pick from, I think. For me, I'm going to go with the Bengals, though. Absolutely smashing the Ravens. Could have gone with a number of teams for certain results, but for me, it's Bengals divisional game. Made the Ravens look bang average. Only the team that beat
seed in the AFC.
Yeah, joint currently, isn't it?
I think they're officially number one, but yeah, based on record, joint.
No one would have predicted that.
Didn't expect that at all.
Joey B throwing over 400 yards.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase looking pretty good.
201 yards receiving. Considering all the preseason woes, all the worry.
Well, they kept dropping it and stuff as well. And he's making his case to be rookie of the year. Maybe it's not going to go to a quarterback. I mean, who are you going to pick quarterback-wise? The only one that's actually won a set amount of games is Mac Jones. And he ain't impressing much, is he? I mean, Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence have got a win between them. Justin Fields has been sacked more times than he's thrown a ball. So...
Did you see his face yesterday every time he was sat down? He was just like, I don't need this shit whatsoever.
But no, I was definitely going to say Jamar Chase. Like, to get 200, to get over, that's Tyreek Hill like level kind of, isn't it? It's just you've absolutely dominated that game, and to say the Ravens are early favourites behind the Bills to go to the AFC Championship, the Bengals have shocked the world. Joe Burrow's probably is shooing now to be comeback player of the year.
Yeah, I don't know. You still got Dak, mate. I think Dak's thrown more than him, hasn't he?
Possibly.
Yeah, Dak's
just to go back passing yards, Matt, as well. Just to let you know, Tom Brady leads by 6. 6 passing yards.
I knew it'd be close.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing with the comeback player is it all depends on where Dak finishes in the MVP race. Because they won't give him both, will they? So if he wins MVP, I think the comeback is going to go to someone like Joey Burrows. But I can't. Fucking hell! I hope Dak don't win the MVP. Jesus Christ.
Let's have a look here. He's only 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions,
only
1,813.
Bear in mind, he's on 1,813, but they've just had the bye week.
Yeah, and Joe Burrow is ahead. Yeah, he's ahead on yards and ahead on touchdowns and interceptions. Joe Burrow. So yeah, like you said, they've only lost one game, the Cowboys, haven't they? And that was against the Bucs in the first game of the season.
Yeah.
And he was very good in that game as well, Dak Prescott.
Yeah, close game, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, the team I'd like to give a mention to is the Packers. After getting destroyed week 1, won 6 straight.
They were playing a no team this week, though.
No, they were. It's just more that they've won 6 in a row.
They have done well. There was loads of questions wonder after the first week, like, what's going to happen? I don't like to say it as well because I hate the Packers, but how nice was that uniform they were wearing last night?
Mint, wasn't it? The 50 throw that on. Mint.
Yeah.
I nearly put it in the group, but I didn't want to give any other team any credit. I was watching that. I really fucking like that shirt. Green Bay were my second team. But talking to Green Bay, I'm actually having something made with that Green Bay jersey I bought and then got damaged, which I'll be giving to Dirty Blondes on Super Bowl night.
Oh,
so there we go. I don't know if Jake's in the group chat. Gaffer at Dirty Blondes, Kieran's in there as well. So yeah, no idea if you're watching or not. Probably not, but hey ho. Yeah. So there you go.
Interesting.
That was a little Anukameng there.
My special mentions would have been the Bengals and the Cards. I think the Cards are.
Yeah, you can't ignore 7-0, can you?
Yeah, I don't think it's like the Steelers last year.
Steelers.
I just don't. I hate the little gremlin, as we've all discussed, but he is just playing lights out football. Like there was a play yesterday. Now took me a while to get out. Then Gareth Gates. There was a bit of lag on this system, Jamie. Or what? But
Just lag on you.
There was a play where he just extended it, and then threw across his body for Hopkins to catch it. And Hopkins just turns around and he's just laughing. Didn't say like, "How insane's that? Like, how are you doing it?" And I can't stand him. I hate listening to his interviews. He speaks like his dad. Like, I just hate him. But I can't deny how unreal he is. Or how unreal
this is basically me with Mahomes. I can't stand the little Kermit voice fucker.
Yeah.
But he's been so good. And fuck it.
Yeah, that's understandable. He's a divisional rival, whereas Cardinals aren't in Tom's league. So you're technically allowed to hate him. Tom just doesn't like him because he's a prick.
One of the reasons.
In his own words. I don't think you're a prick, Kyler, if you are watching.
I do.
Go on, Kyler. Get on the show. If you come on the show,
you could imagine Tom. He would wear a suit and everything. You like Mr. Murray? You okay?
I don't think he would.
I'd tell him what he was.
No, you could just imagine it. Tom would just be there. It would be like Kyler Murray would just be there in the bottom corner, and then Tom's just gonna be like, "No, don't even care."
looks like his bat's gone there.
Listen, I've got hair now. We've discussed this.
You need to get on paint and edit that image.
Put a bonnet on. Yeah, I remember when we were talking about what signing for them, and we were like, what was like, I want to go to a Super Bowl contender, and I was like, why are you going to Cards? They're about another year or two away yet. He's picked the right team there, hasn't he? They've got a big game this Thursday. It's the Packers this Thursday. That's going to be a great game.
Will that O go?
And they beat the Rams. I think the Rams are stronger than the Packers. And it's divisional as well.
You kind of forget that the Cards have got JJ Watt, haven't they?
Yeah.
Who's a machine.
They just got Ertz. Who obviously did get a touchdown.
On his debut. Yeah.
Yeah. They got DeAndre Hopkins as well. They got DeAndre Hopkins as well, haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's saying before. He's done well. He's basically prime Hopkins at the minute. He's got a touchdown in the past few games. He's playing really, really well at the moment.
It's Cliff Kingsbury, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Similar to the Buccaneers, the way they're going, they're just building a roster and they're just kind of going, let's win now. Let's get as many talent as we can and just let's make a play for it.
He's looking probably better than the AFC.
Really.
I think, I say that because the Chiefs obviously were the AFC team. They're looking at the minute average. But you look at, the Ravens looked poor last night. The Bills look good, to be fair. The Bills look really good. But you go to the NFC and you've got the Cards, the Rams, the Bucs, the Packers, Cowboys, all looking really strong. And there's so many teams I've missed out there. The Seahawks, good side. 49ers.
Wilson, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception before his injury. Russell Wilson was 10 for 1 before going out.
The 49ers, the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Cards is an unreal division. It's the 49ers looking like the worst out of the four of them, but they're still a good team. It's still a good side. That's not to be disrespectful to the 49ers, just a really, really tough division, that. Whereas you go over to the AFC, there's only really, like I said, the Bills, the Bengals, there you go, they're number 1 seed. Yeah. And I wouldn't fancy them against any of those teams I mentioned before.
No, I agree.
So
yeah.
But then I suppose if you put the Bills there, I'd fancy the Bills versus some of them.
Yeah, I would. You would have pre-season fancied the Chiefs, but because of how they're playing,
And yet you wouldn't have fancied the Raiders, but based on their record, I'd probably think that'd be a close game.
Yeah. We've got the Chiefs twice in almost quick succession. I think we've got them after you, and then 2 weeks after that or 3 weeks after that. We normally get them straight after the bye week, which is always delightful because we're always shit after the bye week.
Luckily,
so you've got for player of the week. What's any special mentions for players?
Yeah, I'm going Derrick Henry. For the last 2 weeks, it is for me.
Yeah.
The last two.
Very good touchdown, did he, yesterday?
Yeah. I saw a post that somebody said only quarterbacks get MVP, and there's a picture of Derrick Henry throwing the ball. Okay.
Yeah.
It's obvious to go someone like Jamar Chase or even Joe Burrow throwing over 403 TDs, but for the last 2 weeks, I'm going to go Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
Just
the only person that really come close, I know it's against the Lions in the Matt Stafford rival game, but Cooper Kupp, 2 touchdowns, 156 yards.
Yeah.
A solid performance. I know it's against a weak Lions D, but there's that, or you could possibly go for someone like Zach Ertz, 3 receptions, 66 yards, and 1 touchdown for a tight end. Again, Kyle Pitts had a really solid game. Apparently, it was National Tight End Day. Didn't even know that was a thing, but there you go. They kept talking about it all the time. And where has he gone? The Falcons, obviously, just beating the Dolphins.
It was over 100, wasn't he?
Kyle Pitts, 163 yards, 7 receptions. No touchdown, though. But again, for a tight end to get those kind of numbers, this is a reason why he was drafted at number 4, and he's finally stepped up.
Travis Kelce, Darren Waller numbers, isn't it?
And it was a clutch catch on the 2-minute drive. I think it was about 40-yard reception to get his field goal territory. He was 1-on-1 on the byline, and he brought it home. It was good. I'm shocked, Jamie.
He had a 1-yarder as well.
4 players, and one of them was Mike Evans for 3 touchdowns. He didn't. It wasn't massive yardage. It wasn't massive yardage, but 3 touchdowns. Yeah, it was against the Bears, but solid. I wrote Chase down, obviously 201 yards. Obviously, you all know who I'm going to go with. Mr. Triple Threat. Mr. Throwing, rushing, receiving. He does it all. The Giants' best quarterback, the Giants' best running back, the Giants' best wide receiver. How am I not going to go there?
I avoided going Derek Carr because it was too obvious for him to have a 91.2%.
It's Pettis, everyone, by the way. Pettis had the better throw, 100% completion.
That picture you put though and catch, it's a mint picture. Shows how a tough catch it was.
It was decent. Okay. But to be fair, I'm not actually going to go DJ. I'm going to go Azeez Ojulari. So yesterday, obviously he's a rookie. I'm sure he's only 20. And he had 2.5 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 4 QB hits, and 5 tackles yesterday. On the season so far, I was reading before, he's got I think it's 5.5 or 6 sacks. He's got 6.5 sacks through 7 games. Chase Young won Defensive Rookie of the Year last year with 7.5 sacks for the season. So he's played well, considering the Giants don't have much of an edge presence. He's one half that he's doing his job. And I know Mark was saying, like, in the group, people obviously talking about Thibodeau or however it's pronounced, being a similar Chase Young sort of presence. He's not the same sort of player. Chase is a full defensive end. I'm sure he's an outside linebacker. They were saying about Thibodeau, but if we have someone like that on the other side, rather than O'Shane Zimenez or Lorenzo Carter that aren't producing, that'd really help us. But he had a game. He had a real good game. So as much as I'd love to give it DJ, just to wind you up a bit more, I'm gonna have to go with Azeez Ojulari. He's playing well in what is an underperforming defense at the moment.
Just to quickly go on the Mike Evans thing, did you see what happened in that game?
He
obviously. So Tom Brady got his 600th touchdown, and obviously Mike Evans always gives the ball away. Apparently, you get fined for that. Never knew you get fined for giving the ball to a fan. Like, you get fined.
Be pennies though, won't it?
Yeah, like obviously to them it'll be pennies, but yeah, they get fined. He does it all the time. Like, gives balls to always someone wearing a Mike Evans top, usually, and he gave it away, and the guy had to come over to him and be like, "Please, can we have the ball back?"
Yeah.
I don't know what he got out of it. I think he just got another game ball and a.
They've said they're going to give him a signed helmet and a signed shirt, another game ball, and $1,000 gift card to spend in the store. And then Brady said we'll look after him as well, give him some more stuff.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to give that ball up. No, absolutely not. I said he can buy it.
I said this.
He's got more money than
Let me
anyone.
sleep with Giselle.
No, actually, yeah, and I'll make.
And you can watch.
And you're watching.
And Gronk can watch.
Oh, no, not Gronk. He'll be watching me, won't he? No, I'd have been like, not a chance. I want at least $500,000, which is nothing.
Pay me my money in cash now.
Yeah.
On the pirate ship, in a like a crest.
Yeah, in a pirate from the cannons.
Lifetime season ticket, and then tickets to the Super Bowl and the accommodation, and then another $500,000. No way, the guy did it me. I'd have been like, it's gone, it's in the car.
Yeah. I would just throw it backwards and go bye.
Or just throw it over the stand. Gone.
The guy who picked it up, who got given it, is a much better person than I am. I'll just say that.
Same.
You just ran out of the stadium with it. Like, fuck the rest of the game, I'm gone.
I might start going to Bucs games. I'm not going to, obviously, but it's wearing a Mike Evans shirt, just standing around right at the front. I used to skip to me. Then when Brady comes off to the wall, I just wing it in his dish.
Yeah.
Prick. I'm not going to do that, obviously. One question I did want to ask you both. Do we think there's only one team that hasn't won a game this season?
Yeah.
And that's the Lions. Now, do we think they're going to win a game?
Yeah.
Shall we go through their schedule?
Do we think they're going to go 0-17? I don't know.
First and only team ever to do it. I mean, look, I'm going to bring up their schedule now. So they have the Eagles, Steelers, Browns.
Steelers Browns isn't.
Bears.
It's winnable.
Vikings.
Isn't it? That's not.
Broncos.
That is.
Cardinals. Falcons. Seahawks. Packers.
It's not. No. They've got 3 or 4 winnable ones, aren't they? Bears, Broncos, the ones you mentioned, Steelers and who's the one the first?
Steelers. Oh,
Eagles.
The Browns.
Eagles.
And Eagles. Yeah.
Eagles.
I think
Eagles,
the fact
Steelers.
that they're playing, like, obviously only got beat by 9 yesterday against the Rams. I think that was a respectable result for Lions. And the fact that they're going for onside kicks on first possessions and stuff like that, I just like that. I just think, do you know what? He's sat there and he's obviously gone. Why not? It's not going to be a winning season. Let's have some fun. Let's try and see what we can do. Let's get creative. I slagged the guy off for crying. Let's stand by it. Guy's weird. But I love that. I think that's mint. If 2 fake punts in the game.
The best thing about that, they got that touchdown and then they got the onside kick and recovered it in the first quarter. First time like it's ever been done for a team to be winning to get an onside kick and recover it. And it was their first snap this season from a winning position. Mental. And we're in the 6th game.
Mental.
7th, wasn't it? They're on 7.
7th game, sorry. Yeah. That was their first snap from a winning position.
Talking of onside kicks, the Eagles tried it from the second half kickoff.
Did they?
Yeah. They were 24-7 down, and we were obviously receiving the ball. So they tried an onside kick, and the guy who kicked it actually got ahead of the ball and just landed straight, bounced up and went straight into Alec Ingold's arms, and he just fucking sat on it. So too good a kick, really, because it bounced straight into Ingold's hands. Yeah, they just tried it from the kickoff of the second half.
Yeah,
and the shit.
I think they'll win a game.
They have had some really close games. Like they've had 2 games where they missed field goals right in the end in the 4th quarter to win the game or to tie the game. They have had close opportunities, but it's just funny, isn't it?
Yeah, there's some shit teams, isn't there, that have won a game. The Jets have won a game. The Dolphins have won a game.
Jags.
Dolphins.
The Bears have won 3.
Texans won a game. There's also at the start of the season when the Texans won the first game, didn't they? And we were
what?
We were wrong. We weren't wrong.
We weren't.
Can we talk like? Is it the rumours that Deshaun Watson's going to Miami?
Deadline is it on the 2nd of November?
Yeah, it's doing the rounds. Because what better place to put a flasher in than Miami, Florida?
Yeah. There's they've started today
of the year
on the Panther train, haven't they? Saying that the Panthers will be looking there because of Darnold.
Yeah. Instead of Deshaun Watts on, it should be Deshaun Watts off.
to show him what's hard on. Allegedly, Sean. Allegedly.
Just a rumour. Just 23 allegedly.
Keep your rain back on.
What a perfect way to end an episode talking about flashing.
Oh dear. I mean, the only thing that we know is certain in life is that Preston get battered everywhere they go. So I'm happy with that.
It was a very good game and a good atmosphere. I was
Yeah.
there.
Oh, you went as well, didn't you?
Yeah. My mate Ollie couldn't go, so I took his seat to go with Taryn. I said good atmosphere. It was fun. Only went to see Vandenberg, Liverpool player on loan at Preston, but
I think he still needs to get himself out of Keshi Anderson's pocket at the minute.
Woo-wee. But no, like I said, that first goal that went in, I know we're not a footy podcast, but literally it all of a sudden it just rode on the floor. We thought it went wide. Everyone was like, "Oh!" All of a sudden it went in the net. We're like,
he literally was. It looked like he was going out of play, and it just curled in at the last second. About such a slow effort. If you see it on the slow motion, he kicks it against his other foot.
fair enough.
But yeah, you take that.
So good.
In the interview afterwards, the guy who scored that, Keshi Anderson, he put I don't know what was the keeper doing. Why didn't he put his hat on it? Something like that. The keeper just watched it go in. Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, like I said, we're going into footy territory now, and unfortunately, we're not a footy one. But it's going to be a good week. I'm sure Matt can enjoy the weekend, watch some Red Zone, and just kind of not go off on a rant or terrible. I mean, you are 5-2. I mean, you have the best time of your life at the minute. So
I'm probably going to watch Chiefs Giants. I reckon.
It's a Monday. Good luck.
I'm probably not going to watch Chiefs Giants.
But I mean, I didn't really talk about our next game. Obviously, it's the big one. It is. I mean, it's Sunday. It's Halloween as well, isn't it? It's the return. It is Jameis Winston.
Ooh, that's not a big one, is it? Saints.
I mean, I might wear my Winston jersey. I don't have one, but yeah, Jameis Winston back at Raymond James against the Bucs. It's see what happens. Obviously, last season the Bucs lost twice to the Saints in the regular season, lost to the Rams, and they also lost to the Bears. So we've beaten the Bears, lost to the Rams still. Hopefully, we still got to play the Saints twice. So hopefully we do that. We're doing better than what we did last season. It's the first time in franchise history we've ever been 6-1.
Franchise record, yeah.
So I mean that's something at least. So who knows what's going to happen? But looking forward to Jameis Winston. And looking forward to everything that happens after and during the game, I'm sure.
Well, I think that kind of wraps us up nicely. And what normally happens is Jamie will give us one of us a chance to say a word. But I think before we do that, check us out on Facebook at Third Short Pod, Twitter at Third Short Pod. All the stuff is at Third Short Pod. It's down there somewhere. Give us a like, give us a message, get in the comments, all that sort of stuff. If you want it in on the group chat, it's been really lively during the season. Just don't be a stick of nonsense. That's the only rule we have. And Battle of the Disasters, Lions v Eagles. Eagles aren't that bad, Bones. We're back on Monday next week. We've got the overtime show. Will either be Wednesday or Thursday, whenever the guys can get on. And then we've got the Saturday show with Tom and Mark again. I think, it's Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah.
I read that it might have been. Might you be recording it Friday or something?
Potentially, yeah. It might not be a live one this time.
If you let us know if you like the show. If you don't like the show, stop watching. Simple as that. To sort of end the show, Jamie, you can have your final word.
Yeah, I mean, because we haven't talked about.
Whoa, hang on,
one word. One word.
We get one word just because you've got the button.
None of us have talked about the greatest moment from last week, and that is, I still own you, much like I do with this podcast. So I say when I